We always know that the U.S. Air Force is known to be one of the branches that is honestly lowest tier in regards to being aggressive or maybe taking charge. They're probably known to be in charge of a computer section, which essentially no one cares about. But that is not what we're talking about, because we have a security forces guy which has taken charge and smashed a window of a Karen that tried to sneak on base illegally.
Step out of the vehicle.
I'm pregnant. Don't touch me.
You just committed a felony. Get out of the vehicle.
For what? You're not the police.
Yes, we are law enforcement. Step out of the vehicle.
No, you're not.
I gotta stop it here. You are not the police. And he's like, we are law enforcement. Like, this lady doesn't understand they are in charge or have jurisdiction of what happens on the inside of that base. Yes, they are not the city, the county, or the state police that you're maybe used to seeing, but on a military base, there are very true crimes that could be committed that could be held against you, and they do have legal binding, and these people are actually able to do stuff. I know we joke a lot of times that these security forces, master arms, military police, PMO, whatever you're going to call them, are essentially just mall cops, but realistically they do have a role that does serve as a function for people that are trying to get on base without proper authority, and that's what's happened here as it's going to unfold in this video.
And why did you detain me? You said it was a civil matter. You said it was a civil matter.
I advised you that you're being stopped.
You said it was a civil matter. You said I'm being detained for a civil matter. No.
Step out of the vehicle.
No.
Step out of the vehicle.
No. Don't touch me. Do not touch me. Do not. Why are you doing this? Tell me why. No. Why am I being detained?
Evading police.
You said it's a civil matter. Get off of me.
So now you're resisting arrest at the same time. So it's like, you know, when you see these things that just pile up and they just end up, you look at them and you're like, you are already in a losing battle. Just comply right now. Like, he's even asked nicely for you to get out. I doubt he walked up to her window, smashed it in. If anything, I would say he probably was trying to just be courteous, trying to get along with their day, not having to worry about anything other than when they're going to go to the PX next in order to get a freaking energy drink because they're so freaking tired because they partied the night before. Karen, they don't want to mess with you. They just want to do their job and call it a day. But you made it an issue.
Turn around. Turn around. Turn around. Put your phone down.
No.
Put your phone down.
I don't have to put my phone down.
Yes, you do. Put your phone down.
No, I don't. You're hurting me.
If you're broken, please. Put your phone down.
Okay, I'm leaving it recording, and don't touch my...
And you can see even after the fact that she's been going on a rampage, being a Karen in this video, that she is still resisting, and yet this Air Force security forces guy is still saying please, still handling her in the best way possible with even some of the most adverse conditions that you would never expect on a military base. I say this because getting on a military installation is not a right. It is a privilege. If you are a dependent spouse or you're somebody that is not the service member themselves, you are not required to be on base. They could easily kick you off. They could easily say that you are no longer granted authorization to come on this installation unless you're escorted or have specific means. There is more news to this story, as Task and Purpose has very rightfully looked into this video, as I saw even before this was written, but I'm glad they dug deeper into this because it left many people wondering what caused this Karen to get into this situation. Now, this doesn't come with someone trying to dox this service member and blast their social media out there for everyone to get social justice somehow without fully giving the full context, just like this person does that is a family member of this woman and says this. So the last few days, my 25-year-old niece, who is 5 months pregnant, has been going through a nightmare with Mountain Home Air Force Base in Mountain Home, Idaho. They broke her window, forced her out of her car, arrested her, all while her 2-year and 8-month-old were screaming in the back seat. This is the information and video she sent me. Please share and make this go viral. Her name is Tatiana Gonzalez. Let's make sure they never forget. This man, Ryan Green, smashed my window in with both my kids in the car while I was 5 months pregnant. He had arrested on bogus charges that did not stick. Elmore County Jail illegally incarcerated me the entire weekend, and I was let go today with no charges or fines and should never have been booked and picked up by police. This man has lied multiple times about why he did this to me. I told him before he was making me uncomfortable, and he said he wasn't making me uncomfortable. He tried to talk to me about my children when I didn't want him to, and repeatedly called me a liar. I'm trying to get my things back from Mountain Home Air Force Base, Gunfighter's Mountain Home Air Force Base spouses, and they refuse to give me my things. I've gone through his first sergeant, Michael DeTrimpe, the public affairs office, and the military police, and this is what they did to me. You can call the county and see what happens to me. I'm not lying. They have my children, my debit card, my phone charger, and every belonging of mine in that base since May 24th, when the divorce went through, and refused to give it back to me. When I got out of jail today, my ex-husband agreed through lawyers to get me debit card, phone charger, and breast pump to my hotel. Then he refused, and he said I had to go 20 minutes out to the base to get it, knowing I had no money or way to get out there. I passed out in the street trying to walk, and the EMTs were amazing and helped me and took me to my hotel. But I couldn't get a hotel because I didn't have my debit card to file. They left me stranded out here 5.5 months pregnant without any money or even a phone charger or my breast pump. He, ex-husband, has taken the kids on my custody time, and they, Air Force personnel, are aiding him in kidnapping. I don't know what else to do. I called domestic hotline and they helped me find a place to stay, thank God. I have so much more voicemails and screenshots and pictures of what these military police have done with harassing me, and this is just the latest and most horrible. So when they're talking about this being a civil affair, the U.S. Air Force is not going to enforce your state noted mandate of who the kids are going to be with, what the belongings are with, who it's going to, all that kind of stuff. That is not the Air Force job. They are security for the base. Now, if you're not getting that stuff, such as your stuff that you need, such as your finances, or maybe accessing your children or whatever else, it is your responsibility or choice as a parent to then take that to the courts to then say, we are not following the rules that were governed in our divorce decree, and now I'm expecting some kind of repercussions to be sent to this man that's my ex-husband to ensure I'm able to still get these rights that was guaranteed by the courts. Yes, it's civil affair, but that is not why they even stopped her. They don't even care about what happened with her ex-husband and the whole family drama. That's not even it. Task and Purpose goes on to give more context on this entire story and says this. Gonzalez is a former spouse of an active duty Air Force member on the base. Harris said she was attempting to enter the base to retrieve some belongings from on-base housing, but her dependent identification, driver's license, and registration were all invalid. At that point, Green tried to get in touch with his first sergeant to talk about the situation. Meanwhile, Gonzalez was given a citation for her invalid identification, but by that point, she had become verbally combative, Harris said. Military police say then that Gonzalez then attempted to drive away through the gate's outbound lane. Green tried to stop her, but she drove right at him. Green stepped out of the way while the on-duty gate guard deployed the road barrier to close the lane. Green then initiated a high-risk traffic stop due to the perceived risk Gonzalez posed to Green, Harris said. That's the point where the video starts, with Green trying to get Gonzalez out of the car and Gonzalez refusing to do so. Then Green smashes the window, unlocks the door from inside, and pulls her out, which is in accordance with high-risk traffic stop procedure, Harris said. You are not able to get on a military installation if you don't have a valid ID. She obviously was not going to get access back to this installation because she was now a divorced wife from an active duty military member, which I'm sure he was already aware and understanding. This woman was probably going to end up trying to do whatever she could to get on the base. I will tell you from my personal experience seeing these situations play out, if you ever try and run the gate, good luck. You are going to be treated as if you are a criminal at that point. You've done an offense which is illegal at that point. And I will say the barriers that come up, I've seen several cars now over my 13 years of experience where this has occurred, where people's cars get totaled because they try and rush to the gate. They smack the button down, bam, they come up, and now you are not only going to be arrested, your car is totaled, you probably are going to have to pay insurance costs because you've ruined some kind of property, you've backed up the gates, you have pissed off everybody, and you never got to actually the place that you wanted to be. It is way better to cooperate if you're at a military installation trying to obtain access, because people want you to obtain access if you're allowed to obtain access. If not, I'm sorry, turn around, you're not going to come on the base. There is no ifs, ands, or buts. Air Force here at Mountain Home, Idaho, where they have said we're not even even going to do an investigation on this because they know that this was already part of the procedure of high-risk traffic stops for somebody that runs the gate or attempts to pass through without proper permission. I know I'm not the only person that has experienced this or seen this in their military experience where somebody has done something stupid just like this, tried to run the gate, you know, whether it be a doctor that's late for surgery, that's a true story, or whatever else, like this woman trying to get access to her kids or a breast pump, whatever it is. But leave those comments down below of what you've experienced and kind of some of your stories, because I know I'm not the only person. But if you like what we do over here at this channel, you can always support us over at patreon.com for some special perks and benefits. Also, on top of that, we do have a YouTube membership on the join button below this video and on the main page as well, where you can get some special perks and benefits there as well. But as always, if you have questions about this or anything else, you can always hit me up on Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, or down in the comments below. I love you guys. I'll see you next time.